Hi, and Dipankar sir, I welcome you to the setup of Center of Online Studies BIMCheck, and I welcome you all, myself Professor Monica Mittal, and today we had with us Mr. Dipankar Srivastava, an entrepreneur, just started his own venture named as Igniting Thoughts. A man with a 24-25 year of experience across the industry, maybe health, maybe telecom, maybe IT, you name it, and he have it, the thoughts to share with you. So, Dipankar sir, we have an audience who is just waiting to listen to your views and want to know what actually industry needed. So, the first my question goes to you, how you see the future of online education when new education policy and everybody is looking at it.
Thank you, Monica, and thank you first of all for a very generous introduction. And first of all, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Because I don't know which part of the world you guys are connecting. Whether you are the youngsters doing MBA or you are the early professional or mid-career professional, all the best for everyone, guys. So for me, first of all, the question, Monica, which you asked about the how the new education policy is going to be. See, new education policy is going to be the word is going to be. So as a professional or as a student or as an early professional, my advice will always be to look at how the world is going. Education system or the sector can be supplement to that. So new education policy, we are very happy about it. We at least acknowledge the need that how the gap between corporate and academia should be minimum. There will be gap. Obviously, it is understood it will be the gap, but yes, it has to be the minimum. Now, what we can do it all together. First of all, let's focus about ourselves. So, some of you might be students, some of you early career professional. I am not the person or the Gyani Big who can give you a lot of Gyan about it, but I only thing which genuinely I can talk about it, about my experience, about my learning which happened, and some of the things you will find them, it will resonate with you and it will be little helpful. So just to start with, first of all, I would like to convey things. When we start our career, or some people already started it, we have to focus on two things. Number one, yes, money does not have substitute and you should look for the organization who is paying you more. But where exactly the focus should be a holistic. When I say holistic about it, you should be focused, yes, the organization which is paying you more, organization which is giving you opportunity to learn more, organization which is valuing your not only your tangible outcome, they are also valuing your intangible outcome, like your thought process, your liking, your choices, and that is the organization right for you in a holistic fashion. So first of all, when you choose the organization, let's not choose the organization only basis of the money. Think holistically and how you are going to build your career, how you are going to make work life integration for this. That's important part for you. Either you are going to enter into the corporate world, or you are already entered, or you are already 10-15 years thinking something about it. I have some advices for the mid career professional which I'll arrive later, but this is the advice which I want to give. Number one, when you choose the organization, because many people, you must be waiting to get into the campus or looking to change the organization. So that's a one part of it. Second part of learning is very important, is be friend with the technology. As a management student or the management professional, at times we feel that the job of the technology largely lies with the engineers or the developers. My job is to manage it. My suggestion to you guys, the way the world is changing, more than 70-75% of job is going to be driven by the AI. Why? Because they have a repeated nature, and it is going to be exposed to the AI thing. Three technology I will talk about it very briefly. It's going to change the world and how. So try to get maximum understanding of the AI. See how AI learning, either in form of machine learning or in form of data science or predictive analysis, whichever way and shape and format you want to use it, try to be hands on to it. Use it yourself, consume yourself, and then see how your organization can leverage this technology more. Second technology I would say, for very important for management professional, is blockchain. Blockchain, people so far directly they correlate with the it is the digital currency or it is something Bitcoin. Not exactly. Blockchain is one of the very powerful technology which will change the shape and future in supply chain and banking and financial area. How you need to understand this? In blockchain, the fundamentals are distributed ledger, which means between two party, the trust factor which is played by the bank or financial institution or the card, they charge a trust fee 1%, 1.5%, 0.25%. But in blockchain technology, as it is becoming stronger, for that trust factor charges you don't need to pay anything. So the banks, institutions, credit card who are thinking that by having the leeway of income of the trust transactions they are earning and they are sustaining, this business model will go for the change. So very important for you how you can use for your supply chain, banking, transactions, blockchain is going to give you the world. And just not only learn basics about this, try to create a smart contract, maybe a smaller one, that's fine, but try to be hands on with the technology. Third, I would say that pay attention to the IoT. IoT is technology which to deal intelligent way with the equipment, connecting to the internet. You can generate n number of used cases. So my experience as a the transformation consultant, strategic consultant, technology consultant, you call it, maximum of my work in my venture I am getting where I am translating the thing from the human effort, maybe a monitoring which is done by 20 people across the campus is now moved to some sensor based technology which has a proximity advantage, and there is only one guy monitoring 20 campuses. So think about the potential where you are replacing 200 or 2000 human effort with the help of technology, and IoT has got unlimited depth of it. So I will not spend much of the time on technology teaching, but my message to all of you guys is, irrespective to whether you are career aspirant, you are already career, you have taken the journey, or you are the mid career, please be friend with the technology, understand it, practice it, use it, and then you should be the person who is evangelising in your organization. Pick up a small business case, deliver it, doesn't matter, size doesn't matter, you start small. Maybe if you are working in a financial sector, just automate a predictive analysis report, effort can be small, but then everybody will be able to see the potential of technology. So that is the rule which you guys can do, and that is what you have to distinguish yourself. So my third point will be how you distinguish your product and services in this competition. Whichever the business you choose, it doesn't matter whether you choose some digital format or the physical format, the struggle which you guys are going to have is that there are 100 providers to it. And why customers should be choosing your product only depends on what unique set of values which you are offering. How you are different than other 100 providers. Whether you are, either you are going to have a superior product which has got n number of value associated to it. I am not willing to give the Gyan of the ban value that how many B2C, B2B value we should have, but you should have at least 4 to 5 distinction in your product which can drive willingness to pay of the customer, and you can sustain your business for the long term, and apply this thinking in your personal career as well. How you are different than any other employee in your organization, that the question should be bucking your mind always. How I am different, how I add unique value to the organization which no one else can do. That is what going to define your career path, your learning, your future association and growth with the organization. Yeah. So I don't know when you guys listen it, how much you guys resonate with it, but this is what my experiences to you guys. And I am just sharing my experiences. Some of the thing will resonate with you, and then you can go it all together. Yeah. Another very important part which you guys should look at is, whatever the set of activity you are doing it in your professional work, be inquisitive, ask 5 why. Why I am doing it, what it is going to produce, how it is going to impact the customer, how it is going to enrich their life, how it is going to help my management, how it is going to help my stakeholder to get superior return. This how part should be riding behind every activity which you perform day in, day out. Doesn't matter whether you are corporate manager, whether you are lecturer, you are professor, you are research, you are scientist. Question the value. What value you are producing, which is set of unique and which is adding the value to the people's life. And how you are adding, either it's a value or it's a revenue, you call profitability, any designation or the definition you can associate it, but that's very important. So my advice to all the people who are there, either you are the student, career aspirant, or early starter or mid career, one, you have to focus on your learning, continuous learning. Learning has no end, and never be into the myth word that I have done something great from IMA in 1996 and now why should I learn more. The learning and the pace of technology is very fast, so learn daily. Second thing, whatever the act you do it, question the value and always try to add unique value associated to do it. Third important thing is the team which is working with you. Always be passionate of their success as well. You should think, if you have a team of 10 people, you should have 12 people. You should think about their success. Just do not think that they are the team or they are the resources. No. They are the human who are associated with you, and how you change and how you contribute to their success. And if you make your team success, you will always be rising. So I can go on and on because I am a speaker. Whenever I get opportunity, I feel excited, I talk more. But I would always say, if you practice some of the thing, I can assure you some of the thing will give you a huge value back to you guys. Yeah. So with this, thank you so much. Thanks for listening me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. And this was a great tips which we got today. We should have a USP. We should have human value. We should be very passionate about the success of our team, because ultimately we are smart together, and no individual can run the organization himself or herself. So thank you, Dipankar sir, on behalf of Center of Online Studies, Birla Institute of Technology, and we look for another tips from you someday else. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Monica, and all the best, guys.
Thank you.